Hello. How you doing? Welcome. Live stream time Saturday. And I have breakfast too. By the way, I tried, they had on sale the Starbucks Peppermint Mint Latte. It's not bad. Not bad. It's not any worse than what you get at the Starbucks shop. It's not my favorite brand of coffee for sure. But anyway, welcome. My name's John Skippy Limcool. This is a live stream. We do these every Saturday to hang out with Plugin Guru customers and musicians alike that like music and sound and programming and all that kind of stuff. I see Marcel and Simone, a couple other people in the chat already. Welcome, guys. Glad to see you. And snowy Edmonton, Canada. Wow. Yay. I'll take snow. I like snow. So we're doing some things today. I don't really have a big agenda. I have a couple plugins that I bought that I will share with you. They, let me see something. They were on a crazy Biggie. Big E's here, cool. Hey, Big E, I was gonna text you to see if you wanted to have lunch at Fire on the Mountain later. So reply back, let me know. Send a text if you can head over for Fire on the Mountain at like 2 o'clock or 1:30, something like that. Let me see here. Soundspot, I think was the company. No, what was it? Soundspot.audio. Let me log in. They had a sale. I think the sale is over. Let me see if the sale is over before I tell you about this. I don't want to see my account. Thank you. Oh, it's still going on. Okay, so just so you know, Soundspot.audio is doing like one of these insane 90% off sales where all their plugins are like €2.95. And they have some really nice ones. I picked up Glitch, which I'll show you in a minute. And I also picked up, what was it? I already had I think I already had Nebula, which I can show you. And then I got one more that was kind of a, what was it? They had a delay. I'll show you in a minute. I have them. But anyway, they is supposedly promoted as only lasting for another day. And it's supposed to end like yesterday at 4 p.m., but it's still going on. So if you want some pretty decent plugins, and some of these are like €169 for the distortion. Did I get this? I should get this if I haven't gotten it. I don't think I got it. But yeah, I'll add that to my cart. Get that while it's still on sale, because it's $169 when it goes off sale. But they have some pretty interesting plugins that I thought were pretty usable. And some of them are multi-effects. We're starting to see more companies do things like that, which is kind of cool. I'm going to buy this live. Basket saved. I want to go to cart. Check out. Let me see if I need to like my account. It's fun to do this live, but what the heck? I think it's yeah. Well, I'll buy it later. It's not a big deal. But anyway, they have some cool stuff going on. They do have some unique sound design focused plugins for sure. Here, I'll show you a couple examples. Like, let me sequence something really quick with this. Delete that. So we have a I put that so well. Sound spot. Here's glitch. So it does a glitchy thing. So you can take guitar to this and the filtering. So you can do all sorts of crazy things with anything. For some reason, I don't think that the presets were showing up. I don't know what was going on there. So glitch is pretty cool. Nebula was the other one that I picked up. This has an LFO, which you can have doing the shape and then controlling all sorts of parameters. For filter, chorus, flanger, filter. And I think you go here and you would say, what you wanted to control. So you can go to the delay, bring the mix down. And I think you can choose different shapes and rates. So you can do nice things like that. And far more. I'm just showing you the basics of what I can do. And then Car was the other one I picked up, which is it's an envelope shaper. So you have range for both the sound itself. So the sensitivity lets it shape an envelope follower. Right? Different filter types, up to 48 dB. And I think Shane is watching, because one thing I wanted to show him is cool, is they have a feedback that it will stay at 100%, but it doesn't grow, which I thought was cool. So you can make this thing that just keeps growing. Right? So it's cool. So for, less than the cost of a cup of coffee, right? You can get yourself some pretty interesting effects. I don't know why companies do these sales at such radical prices, but they do. So I would never do that. I have more respect for my work than to do that, but they do that. So you take advantage when companies I picture companies just kind of jumping off a cliff. It's like, hope 10,000 people buy this. That would be great, So maybe that's what happens. And if that happens, great. but it can do some cool things. So those were the three that I picked up. I want to get their distortion, which is cool as well. So I got those this week, which is nice. I really don't have that big of an agenda for you guys. I'm making my factory patches for the release of Unify. So see, Shane and I talked about this after so many notes of playing. Well, I'll talk about it later. There's a certain thing Unify is doing. We're working on trying to figure out why it's doing it. But I've gone through guitars. I need to do this for other categories because there's so many samples. I need to make patches for all the different libraries. So we'll go through some of these today. I think I made some that were really nice. I did I do trio? Yeah, string trio. This is with Mega Magic cello, viola, and violin. So it's using the three libraries together. Okay, I did a pizzicato that was kind of cool. What was it? The Mega Pits, I think. So I need to make some factory patches. Also, there's this event happening, which is causing Unify to be delayed till December, on top of other reasons. But I'm going to do Christmas carols, and I need to do new Christmas carols. And so I thought I would give you guys a shot at suggesting what song I should do as a kind of remix Christmas carol, and then maybe we'll work on it together a little bit. Maybe make sounds in Unify that work for the remix, you know? So if you have ideas of a Christmas carol, let me know. And that was it. And then just to hang with you guys, if you guys have questions or suggestions or anything you want to talk about, pop it into the chat. We can talk. There's all sorts of stuff going on in the music world. Is there hope for Massive X? Oh my. Well, for those that can play with it, I don't know. Jingle Bells of the Carol Bells. Yeah, I've done a Carol of the Bells remix. In fact, here I could. That came out really cool. Let's go YouTube. If I go over here. Yeah, check this out. So I did a remix of Carol of the Bells. It's on my channel. This is 2015. Now it gets more intense. I bring brass in. Here comes choir, the whole thing for the next reprise. Then I kind of go off the cliff. Ready? I love those chords. Real warm, you know, meaty. Right here. So, yeah, I did a remix of Carol of the Bells already. So, yeah, I've done that one.
What are you trying to say?
So I want to do something. I've also done a Jingle Bells that came out really cool. Do I have Jingle Bells? I have a Jingle Bell. Yeah, I can show you that. Bells. I have to find it. Let's see. Plugin Guru. I'm almost at 37,000 subscribers. Yay! Did you guys like that? That was fun. This one has Jelani Greenidge, a friend of mine, remix, rapping on this. And we actually went downtown here in Portland at night and, let's see, where is December? That's a year ago. It was more than a year ago. Boy, I've made a lot of videos. Good Lord. Oh, it was Drummer Dude, right? That was Funky Drummer Dude, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so here, check this out. This is fun. So I started.
One thing you guys might not know, when I'm not making synthesizer patches for a living, I do.
Yeah, I talk.
Okay, well, keep going. Keep going.
Oh, this is the one where so this is funny because I actually like programmed a script with my phone talking to me. So
Programming, research, and development for the last 50 years or so into integrating Siri into my computer. And I've reached a new level of unbelievable integration that I want to share with you. So without further ado, I'm going to have Siri orchestrate and work with me on this real cool version of Funky Drummer Dude that I've been working with. Little drummer boy, but you know, I'm got to funk it up. So Siri, are you ready to make this happen?
That's not a problem.
Okay, cool.
Here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That doesn't sound quite right, but maybe it'll get there. Yeah. Okay, we'll keep going. Keep going. Oh yeah.
Very silly to watch yourself.
John. Excuse me. John?
My phone's talking to me.
I'm
What?
confused.
Siri, what? Why are you confused?
The program says you're playing the funky drummer dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping we're getting funky, but started a little funky.
This sounds more like the fancy drummer guy.
You're right.
Where is the funky?
Where's the funky?
Where is the dude?
Where's the dude? Oh, I let me change a few parameters. Hold on. I have this really great program. I can modify this stuff, get this going. This will be a lot more funky. Are you ready, Siri?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
So,
that's
yeah.
funky. I like it.
I like that too. Yeah.
And then my daughter and her best friend Aaliyah ran cameras while we were down in Portland.
I love that. Keep it going now.
Okay, go.
And yes, oh shoot, notice the power is off. There's no power on. See? But it doesn't matter.
All right, solo time. Time to get down.
And I love the kid just watching, hanging out.
John. Excuse me.
What?
John.
Again, Siri.
I'm
what?
terribly sorry to bother you.
I was jamming so good there. Yeah. What's wrong? What's wrong?
That is clearly funky.
Thank you.
But seriously, where's the dude?
Where's the dude? Jelani, rap, go.
Yeah, gotta be funky if you roll with me. Pump it up, man, I can't get enough.
Oh, yeah, check it out.
Just drop the fourth beat after holding for 3. I like my snare sharp and my kicks rough. Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, yo, John, do your thing in the booth. Fill the room with bass and let it rip. Release the hounds till they attack with the funky sound. Like an earthquake full of boom bip. So all the people in the party who like some roddy, get out your feet, move your feet and your body. I like Triaka, let's move like a body. We gotta keep the party people moving like a Maserati, so they can celebrate. This is the advent of the little baby mama boy heaven sent. If you ain't got no Christmas tree to trim, turn up the jam. It's a holiday gift from him. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Key change. Oh, yeah. Let's take it home. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've done a couple remixes of stuff like that. So, hey, Lizik, let's do beta talk, not in the public forum, please. Let's not talk about that. Email me, stuff like that. Let's not talk about that now. We'll email you guys. You can talk that way. This isn't the place to talk about beta stuff, okay? Please. Anyway, yeah. So I want to do kind of, you know, hip hop version of Another Christmas Carol, and so I have to think of which one I want to do. And if you have any suggestions, I was gonna work on actually just a simple one like Jingle Bells. And what I typically do, let's do it this way. Yeah, we can use Unify. Let's get a version of Unify up. One thing that I've done this last week for Unify that I think is pretty cool is we have templates. And last week I showed some templates, but this week I kind of went crazy. So, and we've got nested folders for templates now, which means each synthesizer, and you can make these yourself really easily. You can have your own starting templates for your patches. So for like DX, I have a whole bunch. And the interesting thing with DX, as I've shown before, each one of these calls up an entire bank. So when it says bass, you have, I put together a whole bank of basses. And when you go to keyboards, you notice there's 3 of them. So if you go to keyboard bank 1, and remember, when you're working with DX, it's one of these programs that the velocity is a little funky. By using the velocity curve, you can make these program and play so much nicer than the default. It's really hard to get that soft, sweet spot down low in the velocity range. So you go like this. This gives the low velocities a lot more of the range. Going the other way puts the priority right in here for the higher range. So there's times where you want a patch to be where you're playing and you're just getting the full velocity. You can do that, or you can do the opposite. And so that works really, really nicely with these. And as you can see, I have all sorts of templates for different things. If you go to Guru Sampler, the piano one, have a piano to start with. The pad, I think I have this set. Yeah, I have this to a unison. And I think I have a bass one, right? Or dynamic is just a. So the filter and everything is engaged. So we have all these templates for everything. So if you go to the DX10, for example, you have a bell. If you go to bass, you have, right? So there will be all these presets to start with, so you can. The idea behind that is that, say that you're working with something like Omnisphere, right? So you have Omnisphere up, and let's see, PO is right here, Omnisphere. And you have your favorite Mega Magic pad or something from some of the libraries. So we'll play around, see what libraries I have loaded. Let's say we have something from Mega Magic pads. We have, like, say, you know, something like a So now there's two ways to do this. If you use this will replace the layer. So you don't want to do that. But what's cool is these same starting templates are over here for starting a new layer. So you can just quickly go over here and say, I want to do, let's say an orchestral FM bank. And now I have orchestral sounds. And I can open this up and I could go to different. And then I could go over here and I could add some reverb. We now have finalized the names of the reverb, so water verb is really pretty. And maybe we don't want it to be quite so bright, so it's really easy just to pop a filter on. So we could go over here to the EQ, to the Flexi EQ. And say anything above like about 5. Let's bring it down until it matches better. So the idea being you can augment your favorite sounds from your favorite synthesizers really easily with these templates. We could add, say we wanted an analog synth on top, so let's go over here and get like a big detune thing, and let's turn it down in volume. Let's darken it. Maybe a little resonance. So you can add really quickly so instead of just this, just a few steps of loading a few templates, you can take your favorite sounds really quickly to cool places. So the whole idea of presets is really important for Unify. That's what kind of makes why you use this. Beyond the fact that it's got MIDI effects and things that you can now use really easily that are harder to use in other situations if you don't have Unify, because gosh, Ableton Live and Cubase and Pro Studio, all those are hard when it comes to that stuff. But the fun thing here is to just layer things and add things and augment things and make things better than they were to start with really quickly and easily. So that is very fun. I'm gonna go, I want dynamic. And let's use the unison, maybe the 8 time. And did you guys give me some Christmas Carol ideas? Unify is in beta phase. Oh God, Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen would be cool. That'd be fun. Okay, let's work on that. I actually did a version of, did I put that on? Let me see if I, YouTube. I don't think I might have it. Let's see if I can find it. Dropbox, did I put my Christmas carols here? Yeah, let's see. God rest ye merry gentlemen. Did I? Let's see. Don't close. I'm going to do something. This might blow up everything. All right, we're back. So we'll see if this works. It's good if I put this into here. Convert the file. What the heck? So this was don't import. I don't even know if this is gonna sound right because, you know, but this is the version I did that I played last year or 2 years ago. Mega Magic Guitars. And then I played piano on top. So kind of the more serious, you know, it's kind of somber. Right? So that's the version I did last year, but I want to do more like a techno, kind of like the more the modern styles of music that are going on now version. More dancey. You know, something that's got a repetitive, trancey kind of vibe to it. Let's see, we need to turn. Am I on the right track? Calling up the right. Yeah, I'm not. We need to be Unify. I'm not sure which Unify. Oh, let's use this one here. And I want to use the sampler. That'd be fun. All right, let's try that. So we need to. So sometimes you have to repeat something when you're playing and getting your ideas down. If you're playing, a lot of people will just move notes around on the screen to do that type of thing. But I'll do it by playing until I get. So I'll say 19. And I'm gonna now take a look at this in a note editor to fix some of the parts that aren't quite right. I'm gonna focus on the sound in a bit. I need to get the music a little bit more in shape. So Like boom. I want more movement, so I'm going to change a few notes. That's a little bit better. And then let's do this. Since we're in Unify, it's really easy to go. That's a good start. I want to add something else. So I'm going to add an empty instrument, because I'm going to go into all of my plugins and I'm going to call up one of my favorites, Absinthe. By the way, for those of you that don't know, Brian Clevenger, the creator of Absinthe, has announced that he has brought back his company, Rhizomatic. Rhizomatic is where Absinthe first appeared many, many, many years ago, right? And I have talked to him, and I'm not going to say anything solid, but it was a really exciting talk. And he has something he is working on. There's actually, if you find, let's see. Here, I can show you. He has, if you want to hear this new synth that he's working on, you can actually hear a recording of it already. Let's see, if I go to my history, I'll share it with you. Where is it? Right here. Rhizomatic Halloween. And I'm not showing anything too secretive, because he even, oh, dang it. He even says, soundtrack of 2 instances of the prototype of our future soft synth. No other processing used. So this is something new from Brian coming. Sounds good to me already. So if you go to Rhizomatic Software Synthesis, you can hear the whole track. But he is working on something that is not something that you can find anywhere else currently. It's kind of unique, of course, because he is a very forward-thinking, unique individual. So I'm really excited. But I want to, let's do this. So we can now play our little ditty. And I can go down here. But I want actually more something like, that's a mono part. I have these BPM. Or like that. Transpose it up. And that's pretty cool. And then maybe I want one more thing. Let's go to Spire. And we'll go to our library, Future X. Cool. So it's fun to build stuff like that and then save that for future use. That's just one track in Logic with things layered on top. Now, stuff like this, when you start doing this, you're going to want to bounce it down, of course, because that is 3 tracks, 3 synthesizers playing. So my CPU power is going to, there are the laws of, it's physics, if you've got 3 parts playing on 3 different, synthesizers, that's 3 tracks in Logic being used for 1 sound. But it's maybe I do like that, and then I can go down here to the controllers, and I can say controller 2. I want to link this to the instrument number 2 mix level. So that way, as I use MIDI CC2, I can control the volume of that part, and we'll deal with automating that in later. Let me see what's going on here, filter. And maybe we want to also maybe I want a more complex waveform, so let's go to the unisons. That sounds good. And if I go to my MIDI effects, what if I can do this here? Let's try this. Let's do it here because I want to automate this in. So MIDI effects, plugin guru, modmate, and I'm gonna route. For the moment, I'm gonna just route mod CC1 to. Actually, I want to route this, which is, what is this? I need to go real time 74. So I'm going to go 74 input and output of CC2. So now when I play, I thought, oh, I don't have a checkbox on it. I turned it off. And because I'm getting loud, I can tell I should probably put our little protector on the dynamics. We have Loud Max, which is this really awesome. It's like L1 limiting capability, so we'll have it be a little bit more pushed, but we're going to have it at 0.1 for the headroom, so that way I can make sure it doesn't distort and sound distorted. I can hit it super hard, like redline it, and it won't sound distorted. It still sounds really good. So. So there's all sorts of automation, fun things I could do if I wanted to. We gotta do some drums. So let's go over here to this part, and let's say we want to use, oh, we gotta use Unify. Let's just keep using Unify, what the heck? Because I've got effects and all sorts of things in Unify I can use with this. And so let's go to all instruments, to the Ks, J, K for contact. It's kind of funny. Contact 5 is contact 5. Contact is contact 6. Go figure. It's like iPhones 10, 11. Now it's just, I've learned me a lot just to follow his videos. So let's do this. We don't need that. We need to just call up the quick load. Super Macho Drums is here waiting for me. I want to use one of the Super Pop kits. That will do nicely. Because the cool thing to do now is you think it would be techno, right? But then you... So you can play with things. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be what I'm so used to that. But we're kind of out of that cycle, I guess you could say. So I like this snare, but I want it to snap more. So this is where the UI for here is great because each drum has its own thing. So I'm on compressor. Oh, no, I'm not. And then you go to the transient designer and slam it down so it's snappy. And then I'm going to lock the view so it stays on this snare so that I can be playing the track. Thank you. And then I want this kick to fade out. I like the attack of it a lot. It cuts really nicely in the mix. So let's go over here. But see all this extra body? I'm going to have a sub bass and all this stuff that's going on. So I need to, for sure, decay. And maybe we'll also use punch, but in a different way. We'll play with it, and let me put a groove in. Okay, so we have kind of this kind of off-on kind of a groove, right? So let's quantize that. Now this will rely a lot on automation of the synth parts so that it doesn't get too repetitive. So I have a lot of work there to do. I'm not going to do that work right now because that's going to take a lot of time. But what I am going to do, let's do this. Let's keep using Unify. I like this. I need to push Unify. My goodness. Well, one nice thing is that Logic has an auto save feature now. So it saved it, I believe. Let's find out. It didn't get the drums in contact, but that's okay because I know what I had. That was perfect timing. You know, you can't ask for such things as that, but contact. You know, like I said, we're still in beta, so stuff like that is allowed to happen, you know. In a month, it's not. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, so back to Super Macho drums. I kind of lost that work that I did on the kit, but that's okay. This was basically shorter. A little bit of hold. And this was basically with compression on it. And then the punch. There. So if we play this, we should have back to... And I can tell you right now, for this to work, we will want to do this. We will want to go to our composite sound. And on the master effect, I'm going to automatically put a restrictor, which is a high pass and a low pass together, so that I can bring this up to a certain point. And here, we'll play it while we check this. But I want to like make sure that I have frequencies limited, because I'm going to use Sublab in a second. Okay, so on top of this, let's just go ahead and... Now what I'm doing is I'm kind of building what will be like the drop. And then I'm going to have to go back and then do the introductory stuff that will lead to this point in the song. That's still the easiest way to work. Now I'm going to save, because when I hit init... There's something about hitting the init button. You're kind of taking your life in your hands when you do. Oh my. Well, you know, I mean, having it do this a couple of times means that it's something we're going to definitely focus on this week to go, okay, call up something that's big and hit init and see if we can get it to crash on a regular basis. Yeah, so let's see, go all to all instruments. I'm gonna go to Sublab. Sublab is cool. I do like Sublab. I must... So let's try this. It's just such a huge sound. It helps. It's got the distortion that you can add in. Right, if you distort like this. It's microscopic with what frequencies you let through and curtail. Yeah, and for those of you that don't want Christmas carols in November, for people that like do the music libraries and stuff, it's really funny. The season for that is like May and June. For someone that's going to have a Christmas record come out, you have to be working on it while you're in Hawaii, you know, like tanning and stuff like that. It's really, really ironic in some respects. It's like, you know, I like to do like a library of like spooky sounds for Halloween. If I wanted to really make that effective to the professionals that are doing spooky things for Halloween, music library stuff and so forth, they're doing that in like March, April, you know? It's really ironic how it goes. Oh. Why did you... So, oh, we have an audio. So, don't think about it as like this. What the song is for the season. It's still a tune, right? Let's go over here. So that's one possible way to go. And then what I would probably want to do is on the kick, right here. Let's dress it up a little bit. Let's use clang falter. And let's give it some sort of cool texture. Remember, all the drums right now are going to go through this. Ooh. Let's... see what that's like. Just to make it interesting. And then I also want to add a more pitch EG to this. So we have a separate pitch EG here. I can just use that to get more snap and more higher frequency. And then I'm going to try to sync up the kick and the bass a little bit. So we can go to piano roll and see these two guys. Mute this one. What's that? I think it's an and. I'm going to make it a little bit harder velocity. Boom. It's still the rule of having kick and snare, or kick and the bass hit the same time. It just makes it so much tighter to... And then it can fall apart in that last measure because it's kind of a fill. So cool. So we can let's do this. Let's add the melody a little bit to see what I can do chordal wise. Unify, of course. Save, because we never know when we might have. I have some really cool plucks I've made already. These are... What will be fun is there's chord changes, because a lot of the times with this, you know, the trappy kind of grooves and stuff, you don't change chords. But for this stuff, because it's shaped to a song, it gets more advanced in development. So you've got, let's see. So, if we have a melody like that, and I didn't play it perfectly, of course, because... have it go like that. Oh, wait. And then turn off loop, because we need to... Now we need the bass to stop there. We could actually, you know, it might help a little bit. Let's actually do this. Let's actually go to 5 and have the bass, boom, play the notes, right? G, and then F. Let's see how that sounds like. Boom, boom, boom. Hope you can check out chord programs which keep giving this year. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep working too much. I don't want to bore you guys with this too much, but this is working nicely. I like this. Yeah, that'll be fun. And then I gotta get some other parts in there, of course. And did we lose our assignments? Let's see, mod mate. Yeah, we lost this to what was it, 74. So we gotta go back here to 74. There. Because I want to have a pass of that being recorded in, so I could go like this. Then I have to figure out what I'm going to do there, of course, but for adding a little bit of motion to it. And I could also program other things. I could have a filter change with that. If I wanted to, we could go to our knobs. I just want to add something else to this. We go to the link parameters and say, I want maybe from Guru Sampler, which is instrument 1, the plugin, find filter cutoff. And the resting point we'll have here. So when it's down. So now when I play this, hello. Close this window. I'll keep working on it. It's a work in progress, but I like the direction. I think it'd be a fun remix to do live. Something fun, you know, something different. So this would obviously come later. This would come later if we were to like shape it out a little bit. And with this, we could go in. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'd high pass filter it and then automate it coming in for the drop and so forth. On top of this, let's add another interesting drum groove. This will be fun. I'm just going to use Stylus RMX, because what's fun with Stylus RMX is that it just follows along and you can have it do some kind of tricky rhythm things really easily. So let's go over here to the expander libraries, to Skippy's Big Bad Beats. Now, it doesn't sound right, but we can go to the time designer. This is from the power pack. Let's do something straight. Let's shape it. Bring up the drive. Let's add a little depth to the filter cutoff. And then let's add a delay. Let's high pass filter it. So you go to the second page. Maybe we want the whole thing to be high pass filtered, right? So we go over here to maybe the 3 band. Get rid of that way. We could also go, remember, I think there's a high pass filter here, right? Yeah. And let's put this through a reverb. So I want this to have a little space, but this busy kind of triplicate part kind of thing. So what does it sound like if we put that into the mix? Oh, we gotta have host sync on. Let's see, it should be halftime. I'm telling you to be halftime. That's cool. And then let's add something else to this. Let's go to the expander libraries, maybe maybe noise box, and find and we need to set it to be straight, so we're going to use the straight presets. But maybe, you know what? Since it's now straightened out, let's double time it. Yeah. So I want a more complex rhythm than just the standard trappy kind of stuff. So by using Stylus RMX, I've got this going on. When you put that with the drums, it gets a lot more complex. And if we wanted to, because Stylus is such a fun place to build on, we could see what happens if we put like a burning grooves or something like that with this. Let's go to part 3. Expander libraries. Burning groove is one of those, just, there's no other library really like this. And it needs to be quantized, so go to time. Maybe let's just go to the time designer presets. There's a whole bunch. Is it right here? Where they have like the logic templates and stuff like that. Let's just say 16th notes, pretty straight. So that'll fix the timing to be tight on that. Let's see what happens now. Cool. So when I combine that with everything else, right? So it's getting a lot more interesting to work with. So don't forget to save. Thank you. I used to have that written on the side of my monitors because everything, things crash. Yeah, that'll be fun. I might put more space between it, like have it like now that I'm hearing it, go like this. Oh wait, I want to zoom in and get that pickup note. So let's go to 6. Oh wait, it's actually right here. And Command T. We could give it some breath. So it starts kind of frenetic and stuff, you know? Right? So I'll do it like that. That's more what I'm thinking now I like. So cool. You guys help so much. And 1, 2. So what I'm doing is, this is all liquid, right? It's all liquid, play around with it stuff. So like at this point, what I would do with stylus is I'd go over here and I'd set this to MIDI channel 1, and then I would spit out by holding down in Logic Control while hitting plus. And then I would go through each of the 3 parts, and I would go over here and I would drag this out to 1. Make sure it's on 1. Go to part 2, and I would drag this to part 2. And turn on loop. And then part 3, the burning groove part, I would put to part 3. So this way, I, at this point, could take the burning groove part and say, don't play at the very beginning. And maybe I don't want this to play at the beginning. So now I can, and make sure when you do this part, you would go to Stylus RMX and you would turn off host sync. It's no longer going to play by host sync. It's now going to play by the MIDI notes on the screen, because I now have taken those grooves that Logic was playing automatically and put them into my sequencer. So I can determine, maybe I want to have this part played for the energy, you know? Right? So see what I'm doing? You guys see what I'm doing, right? No tricks up my sleeve. It's just you let stuff develop as it goes. So I'm going to have this part, that's right here, and this gets repeated basically. So we'll try that. Because what's fun now is also I can do things like I might want an alternate version of that groove. Let's go like this, solo. Now because it's shot over as actual notes that are playing each of the sounds, I'm going to go through and real quickly. That one, let's mute that. Mute that. I'm trying to get rid of some of the open hi-hat part. So see how that sounds if we were to play. It's going to sound kind of broken now, right? Right? But when I play that in the track, it should sound... So I have a version with a hi-hat. And then right there, I don't want it. So what I'm going to do is go split and keep, and then go over here and split and keep. So I'm taking this, let's move this second half out and put this second half in here and in here. So now I have a version of like busy. Back to busy. So by changing it up a little bit like that, you get rid of the repetitive nature of the groove. so it has a little bit more breath of life to it, which is important. So there's all sorts of fun things you can do like that to this. I haven't actually sat and written any music or arranged anything like this in a long time. You know, I get so caught up making libraries and sounds and now my own plugin type of a thing, and you kind of forget to sit down and write music. You got to do it. It feels good. So hopefully this gives you guys some ideas of things you can use, tools that are either out now or when Unify comes out, how you can use Unify in cool ways to get cool stuff happening. I'm going to call it a day. Sounded like a nice title for a song. Damn autocorrect. Yeah, well, the thing with Logic that I like is it's now the summing is great. For so many years, 10 years ago, Logic summing sucked. And, you know, you'd have all your tracks playing and like Cubase sounded so much better and Pro Tools sounded so much better. You couldn't have, you know, when this plays, it's got a great sound. Without, I mean, there's no mixing or anything really going on at this point. Just the sounds, and it sounds really nice. And then you can make it sound even better. So that's something Logic 10 years ago couldn't do. It couldn't sum things and sound right. So they've at least got that. The interface, it keeps changing and stuff. Yeah, this whole thing of hiding things under the more, and here's all your important parameters that are fun to play with. You know, whatever. It's how they want to do it. Are there any questions from you guys? And because absinthe is actually a BPM part, so it's got a BPM if you play it that way, but if you play it shorter. All right, so let's do shout outs for the 30 some of you in here. Good to see you all. Good for the hang. Shout out from PDX. I don't think there's going to be a live stream next Saturday. I think I have my mom and dad are in town, so I will be hanging with them. Yay for Holland and Phoenix. From Copenhagen, Norway. Shout out from right next to PDX. Right on, Ray. Cool. Yes, right. Oh, snowy, windy Kingston. Wow. Cool. From Germany, good to see you all. Harold, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing good. Hope the heart is strong. Must contact Bernie. I haven't heard from Bernie in a while, and I hope he is good. But thank you for watching and hanging out. It's been a good time. And we will see you in maybe we'll do a live stream on Sunday or something like that. We'll figure out there's time there to fit one in, or maybe we just have a break. You know, that wouldn't be such a bad thing too. So anyway, hope you're well. Thank you for those of you that are buying libraries and supporting the Plugin Guru channel, keeping it going. I appreciate that. We will see you soon. All right.